Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's having a good day. I have another awesome quality story for my audience, so let's get into it. So, when I was in grade six, there was a bug camp that my parents signed me up to. It was really cool. It would start at like 7, 8 o'clock. We would get at the bus at like 8 o'clock. We would drive down to the camp place. When we got there, there was like camping songs and stuff we sing, s'mores, stuff like that. But mainly it's more like learning about nature, traveling, stuff like that. And yeah, so basically it was really cool because I remember there was like a forest thing in the camp. And basically sometimes we get to catch crawfish. We sometimes get to catch different creatures. We get to learn about them, learn about nature, how to survive, stuff like that. Basically, anything outdoors we get to learn about is really cool. Doing some fun activities, stuff like that. Basically, there's break time. You get to socialize with your friends. Well, you do through the daytime too, but I guess the leaders need a break too, so that's time to socialize, eat your lunch, stuff like that. It's pretty cool, and yeah, and it was pretty cool because there was a big pond, and I used to get so fascinated. They gave us a I guess the camp leader had like this thing to catch bugs in, like basically what the camp leader told us is that we catch it for the day, but by the time we leave we have to let it go. So we caught like grasshoppers, all sorts of um different sorts of creatures we caught. It was really cool. I was always fascinated with like when you go into the water, seeing the fish, seeing the frogs. We found some turtle shells on the ground. It was really cool. One of the person in the camp picked it up and said he's gonna bring it home and put it on his shelf. We saw cockroaches. There was a person who came to the camp, talked about different types of bugs and stuff. Really cool. There was like this cockroaches. She was joking around telling us if you want to get good gifts for your mom, you can get them cockroaches. A really good gift. Stuff like that. Frogs, snakes, you name it. Every sort of creature there was. Scorpion. It was really cool. It was really fascinating. Um, it was really cool. Yeah, you know, it was pretty cool. A lot of hiking, walking on trails, camp music, just the basics of camping and learning stuff. Just like bow and arrow. There was like a spot there where you could do bow and arrowing. It was really cool. Um, I did it a few times. Pretty cool. You know, so yeah, bow and arrowing. There was I guess climbing. There's like a climbing thing that you could do. Climb, see how high you can climb. It's all safety. There's all safety, right? Like it's all safe. There's nets and stuff. Like it's everything you think of. It's safe. It's safe. There's every safe thing you can think of, so nobody would get hurt. Yeah, it was pretty cool. You could look around. There's always nature. Oh, the one thing that was really fun too, is that we with your camp person, sometimes we did it a few times in the summertime, and it was one of the things we like doing is basically you have a life jacket on and you're in a boat, and you're paddling the boat, and then pretty much when you get close to it they let you jump off into the water and swim back, and it's not that far. It's a decent, you get a little bit of exercise. It's fun for everyone. It's pretty cool. It's one thing that's enjoyment. Or we'd be sitting there in a group. There's like a stand thing, and every little camp person would be there, and you'd be singing camp songs. They would bring out like snacks, juice box, and like apples and like healthy snacks at camp, stuff like that. There was a Well, actually, we didn't really use we went in there was like a big cabinet thing where all the camp people stick together type thing. But basically, They didn't serve food or anything. It was basically our own snacks. We would sit there and, you know, and yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. Good experience, you know. There was a whole bunch of different things, activities to do. Basically, the summertime is for 2 months, so basically what we end up doing, we go for, I guess, some people go to the last minute of camp. Well, we were lucky enough to be able to go for like 1 month and 2 weeks. So then we have 2 weeks off before school, because normally when school starts, we have to go shopping, we have to do all this stuff, get ready for school, type thing. So it's pretty cool, pretty awesome. And yeah, so that was one thing every time when no, did I enjoy going to camp? Not really. The bug camp, I didn't mind it too bad. It was too bad. It wasn't too bad. For 1 year to go, I was okay at the time. I was like, okay, maybe this is my last year. Then, but other than that, I'd rather be at home, playing video games or hanging out with friends, doing kid stuff instead of be stuck in camp. But sometimes you can't pick and choose. So yeah, that's basically how my 1 year in the summertime doing summer camp and stuff like that was a all I can say about it was a good experience because you learn a lot of hunting skills, a lot of camping skills. Um, you get to learn about different types of bugs, creatures, how nature works. Different creatures. Even if we saw like a butterfly, for instance, or like something we don't know, they will teach us on it because they look like they know everything about nature. They know everything. There was some people that were camp people. They said they been nature people. They worked for different different industries, so they know a lot. Um, yeah, so like there was like really cool caterpillars. You know what I mean? Um, there was like this really our group found a caterpillar that was a little different. Like it looked like it had a little bit of like it was like fur spikes but not spikes, and it was like all different colors. It was the coolest thing ever. We kept it in the tub thing for the day, and I guess the camp leader of our group kind of searched it up and said, basically searched it up, and it was pretty cool. My coolest thing I enjoyed about the camp thing was I guess the small little frogs. They were really cool. They were like teeny little small frogs. They're really cool. Sometimes you see them on the trees. Sometimes you see them walking around. You can catch them. They're really cool. I used to let it sit on my hand. It was really cool. Um, and yeah, I remember I took a picture to show the family. Um, you know, yeah, there was some funny people in my group. It was hard not to laugh. Like they're just, when you have those people that have a good personality, they're always happy, they're just always joyful, they're always funny, they always make people laugh. People that have good personalities, um, they they're always good around. They really make your mood a lot better. For instance, there's a few times where I was like, I can't wait till camp is over. But when this person's there, guess what? It changes my mood. I kind of enjoy it a little more because they're sitting around, joking around, making funny jokes. They're just over funny. They say jokes. They just overall have a good personality. And it's those are the type of people you want to be around because they keep you in a good mood. They keep you in good spirit. They laugh. They joke. They're overall good. They just have overall just good people to be around. So they mood up your mood, right? But so yeah, that was basically my experience at bug camp. I hope my audience can relate to my story in some sort of way. I really appreciate it. I try to post high quality videos every day for everyone on YouTube. I really appreciate it. I will see you tomorrow with another awesome quality story. I really appreciate it. I hope everyone's having a good day. I hope everyone's living their life to the fullest. I hope everyone's enjoying their day today, and I will see you tomorrow with another awesome quality video. Thank you, everyone. Everyone, take it easy, and goodbye.